Angela Moaner. I don't know how you would play it, but I just think that would be great. Just hearing that from time to time.
Logan's sitting there talking to the Prez. He got a one-on-one with the Prez, and they're just sitting there talking, and Wolverine's like, yeah, these stinky mutants, am I right? Better off without them. And the guy's like, yeah, I can't say that out loud. But so he's in there with this guy, and he's like, look, I don't even like cigars, right? Why would I buy them? I don't smoke. And the guy's like, well, what's that humidor on your desk for? He's like, oh, that taffy. Can a guy not get some taffy? I needed some good humidity for the taffy to maintain. The guy's like, yeah, but your couch is burnt. And it smells like cigars in here.
Happened in the 90s.
Varsity Blues, man. There's some fun facts, some dark side fun facts that I found about recently. Since the movie premiered in the theaters, we have 3 casualties. Obviously, Paul Walker, we lost him. The guy who plays Billy Bob, apparently he had some gastric bypass and he lost a lot of weight. Man. And then in 2016, he passed away due to kidney and liver failure. And the kid who plays Moxon's little brother, he disappeared. The one who was religious and he was Jesus, had the cross tied to his back, and then he ended up being a Muslim later in the movie. Yeah, man, he has a mysterious disappearance.
So we don't even know the status on Alaikum Salam.
We don't, man.
He looked familiar. The kid, I feel like, was in other things, and he almost looked like he was related to, remember Tom Hanks's child version in Big? He had a best friend.
Wasn't that the same kid from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Maybe it was. Maybe it was one of Big Russ Thompson's kids or whatever that guy's name was, the younger one. He kind of resembled that kid, and I almost thought it was, but the timing doesn't line up. There's a lot of questionable things going on in Varsity Blues in general. Tragedy. I can't say I'm surprised Billy Bob's dead. I didn't see that he got the gastric. I thought it just, he pulled a Ralphie May type situation, but shout out to all those gents. God willing, maybe the little brother will be found, Steve.
Well, this was back in 2006, man. That boy gone.
That's strange. I didn't know that. Well, there you go, man. Varsity Blues. Was it worth the disappearances and deaths? I don't know, because that's one hell of a movie, Steve.
Well, Paul Walker, he would have been killing it still, man. He would have been in like all 75 Fast and Furiouses, man. He was one of the staple characters.
You don't realize all the movies he was in that aren't Fast and Furious also. But yeah, I mean, he had at least a dozen Fast and Furiouses in his future if he could have just held on.
Bro, I think Paul Walker was in an episode of Charles in Charge. I want to say he was. It was a show like that might have started in the 80s, ended in the 90s.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. Look at him in Varsity Blues. Just rewind a couple years. He was definitely still in Hollywood. He was probably in a couple KB Toys commercials and whatnot. I can't place what he was on. I'm sure it's an IMDb search.
Yeah, he was in an episode of Charles in Charge and Who's the Boss and Highway to Heaven.
Angela? He hung out with Angela too?
And Moaner. You know what? You know how we sidetrack, man, but I had this idea about a home board game, Marco Polo, but instead it's called Angela Moaner. I don't know how you would play it, but I just think that would be great, just hearing that from time to time.
So it actually plays the sound.
That would be great. Or it could be the participants. Angela Moaner. I don't even know the premise of the game. It has to have that. So,
I like the thought process of just coming up with that one specific part of the game and then being like, it's a game, guys. Make it happen.
Figure it out. It could be hide and go seek. As long as somebody says Angela Moaner.
What's the ending? No idea. At some point in the game, I gotta hear Angela and I gotta hear Mona. Are you trying to say Angela and Mona? Shut up. You're out.
You better say it like a Marco Polo style.
Milton Bradley, get on the phone right now. Excuse my language, Steve. Milton Bradley, I don't know, Kenner maybe? Somebody else. Yeah. Get in touch because Steve's got a thought.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be in a pool. I don't know. Water doesn't even have to be involved.
Get Shark Tank on the phone immediately because I feel like we could at least pull 450 in on a valuation of $80 billion, Steve.
Bring all of that up to say, shout out to Paul Walker.
Rest in peace, sir, because I did enjoy your catalog. There's a movie called Running Scared he was in before he died. Dope.
Dope, super dope. I remember that. I had that on DVD. And Pleasantville.
Was he in Pleasantville, Steve?
He was the good-looking heartthrob. He always plays that. He's the he was in the black and white days, like when they cut to
Yeah. He's the fugly guy. Wait.
right.
He's the handsome heartthrob, of course. God bless you, Paul Rocker. He was living life large, Steve. He flew too close to the sun.
If he would have had more time, eventually he would have played against Trope.
Throw a scar on that, a mask, something, a burn scar or something. He would have done it. He had the chops. I feel like he was a pretty good actor, honestly. In the bro style.
Yeah, he couldn't help it. He was handsome. You know, maybe make him an R word in a Oscar bait film. You know.
There you go. Whatever. Yeah, don't go full. Paul.
Don't go full, Paul.
Don't go full. Just pull it back a little bit. But he was doing big things, and I think he just kind of got, like a lot of people, you know, he was in Fast and Furious, and then that just became the thing.
Yeah, man.
Which we could all be so lucky.
Still, haven't seen one of them.
Well, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Not really. This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Wayne Gretzky jerseys and your best of Wayne's brothers. Now I clown around when I hang around with the underground girls. Used to frown, see them down when I come around, gas me. When they pass me, they used to diss me, harass me. But now they ask me if they could kiss me. Get some fame, people change, want to live their life high. Same song, can't go wrong if I play the nice guy. Claiming fame must be changed now that we became strong. I remain still the same because it's the same all around the world, same song.
Nice, Steve.
All around the world, same song.
I like how you saved it too. You just kind of were like, and back to the song. Yeah.
Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things January 15th in the 90s. It's a 10. Starting off in 1991, DJ Quick releases Quick is the Name. And that West Coast sound is fully here at this point.
Yes, and it's fantastic. Yeah. DJ Quick, did he have a relationship with Snoop Dogg at all, Steve?
I'm pretty sure they collaborated because he was one of the top producers in the West Coast in general, man. You know, it's Dre and DJ Quick. It's like 1A, 1B, really, man, because he's been a part of some prolific projects. He even did a song with Tony. I don't know if you remember. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. I'm on, let's get down, and I'm back Saturday.
I didn't remember that song, but there's a bunch of good songs on this album. The title track is my favorite.
And Tonight is like one of the breakout hits from this. A sleeper favorite of mine is Sweet Black Pussy.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Right up your alley. I like that.
Totally. And I remember me and my boy Robbie, shout out to Robbie, we would always go around saying Black Pussy. Always talk about it because I love it.
I wish I would have known about the song back in the days, Steve. It's right up my alley. Kind of sounds like Too Short if you're just like a neophyte like me and you're just like, oh, okay, this is like something I've kind of heard, but he's the one. Like, he was right at the forefront.
He is that signature sound. It's between him and Dre. The production that you usually hear from a West Coast producer or a West Coast artist, he's one of those guys that influenced that producer, that artist.
Why do you think that he isn't as rich and famous as Dr. Dre?
The collaborations, the network, I think. The fact that Dre started off with Ice Cube, with Eazy-E, and then I think also Dr. Dre has a knack for keeping himself relevant, attaching himself to a younger, great artist. He sees greatness in these artists because Dre already had his thing going on with the Chronic, but because he saw something in Snoop, that kept him going. He had some stuff with Snoop. He produced Doggy Style. And then Tupac did some great stuff with Tupac. Eminem, that kept him going for forever. Then 50 Cent came along, and then Kendrick Lamar came along. So, yeah,
and
man.
The Game also, wasn't he kind of integral to the Game getting his push too?
And the Game, but yeah, man. Don't want to besmirch DJ Quick though, man. He's still a legend in the game. Also in 1991, a Gangstar releases Step in the Arena.
This is not on my list, Steve. I honestly did not get to listen to much of this. I'm more of a West Coast guy. Now, upon listening to some of the tracks on it, I dig it. And I've heard the name of this, I've heard this album, these guys, but I'm slow on the uptake on music. So I'm going to admit I don't know too much, but it sounds good. And clearly, this is more of a lyrical style. This is more about the lyrics, the flow.
Totally. I miss Guru, man. I could only imagine the collaborations he would do. So Gangstar, it's Guru and DJ Premier, who's a prolific producer. Speaking of producers, another signature sound from the 90s that inspired the masses, the generations to follow, man. So it's a simple recipe. Dope beats, dope rhymes. And that's what Gangstar gave you every time. I know you didn't grow up being an East Coast guy. You were all about the Nate Dogs, the Warren G's, and that's cool. Me too. But you're at an age now, Matt, where I think you can appreciate some quality lyrics, man, some clever, thought-provoking lyrics, because Guru, he's like a hip-hop professor when he rhymes. And then again, Premier, man. Did you know DJ Premier did that Limp Bizkit song with Method Man?
Really?
Yeah, he did that.
And Together Now, is that what the one we're talking about? That's
shut
awesome.
the fuck up. Just shut the fuck. Yeah, man.
Damn. I didn't even know. When'd you find that out?
I been knew that. His name's in the credits.
That's awesome, dude. There's a couple songs that I did get. The actual just beginning of the album, like the beat that's called Name Tag, that's dope. I was listening to that when I was working out. There's a song called Lovesick, and the one before it, which was Check the Technique.
Those are
the two that I really got to and listened to a lot, but I'm right there with you, dude. As an older guy, I got more time for this kind of rap.
Yeah, man. It's like jazz. It's like hip hop jazz. He even had a series. Guru had a series called Jazzmatazz. So that's
we
how
talked about that. We did talk about that before, and I just enjoyed the name, if nothing else. So I need to start like branching out, because just working and like working out and stuff, I have been listening to other things that aren't just these standards, mostly because of you in this show. So this is going to get added into the rotation.
You're like the Fraser Crane of our generation, man. You know, you wake up, you drink your coffee, you listen to, you don't listen to jazz.
I need a Nate Dogg in the morning.
Yeah, you listen to your hip hop, but this is the equivalent of jazz. It's hip hop jazz, man. So
okay, I'm with it.
Also in 1991, Digital Underground would release. This is an EP release. And for an EP, it's 33 minutes. This is the introduction of the young Tupac Shakur, if you will. His first verse.
Wow, that's crazy. And on this too. I mean, this is what, 5 songs, 6 songs? I love this. Underground was kind of more of like a hokey thing, but they're not. The one dude has the weird nose thing, but
Shock G, yeah, and that's what I love about it, man. He does songs where he's both characters. Shock G, which is like closer to his real persona, his real identity, whatever. And then he'll do the next verse as Humpty Hump, where he goes a little comical. And I love that, man. It's just like, that's creativity that you didn't see, that you probably still don't see in hip hop. It's a movie that we covered. I think it's called Nothing But Trouble. That's the one with Dan Aykroyd and Digital Underground with Tupac. They're actually in that movie performing the song. And I think
isn't Dan Aykroyd in that?
That's the one with Dan Aykroyd. That's the one with Dan Aykroyd. Chevy Chase and John Candy, Demi Moore. Yeah.
What's it called?
Nothing But Trouble. I think we covered it.
Oh, you did cover it. That's that weird one, right?
It's
yeah. That's for me. I just like, because I'm an idiot and I just kind of take it at face value. I would see like the videos and stuff. I'd be like, oh, okay, like this is kind of like a Weird Al thing or something. It's not like, the serious rap that we were listening to in mid 90s and stuff.
It was fun rap.
Yeah, exactly. But still, dude. And weirdly enough, as when we lived in LA, I think Jordan actually knew somebody that met Shock G or something, I believe. I think there was like a weed smoking sitch, but I think he was still like hanging out in LA at least. And we're still poking around LA. Shout out Shock G. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. Speaking of rappers I miss, man, RIP to him and Tupac. In 1993, Alive premieres. After crash landing in the snow-swept Andes, a Uruguayan rugby team has no choice but to turn to desperate measures in order to survive. Directed by Frank Marshall, starring Ethan Hawke, Vincent Spano, Josh Hamilton, and John Malkovich. You're a Uruguay.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you're looking at it. I'm looking at it too. Uruguayan.
Yeah.
Tough. Say that 3 times. This movie was like a taboo movie because it involves cannibalism. I remember the previews. This was like kind of heavily publicized in the 90s when it came out. I didn't remember these stars like Ethan Hawke were in it and John Malkovich. I mean, John Malkovich is like the narrator, basically. Tough movie to watch. Crazy actual situation that happens. And when I watched like a video about the plane crash, dude, the actual like, because it hit a mountain or something, split apart, and then split apart again. So like people basically were pulled out of the back, and the people in like the fuselage that like maintained just kind of rode down a mountain and got crushed. So that's crazy. Then they just lived on like wine and shit for a while, thought they were going to get saved. Oops. Then they just started to start digging into their dead friends' asses, eating ass for the last part of the movie. But it's crazy, dude. It's actually like a really good movie. I mean, it's real. So that's kind of adds to it a little bit.
Just let me die in the snow, bro. I don't know. I'm not eating no fried wiener.
Honestly, here's the things I was thinking of when I was rewatching this. One, how does it feel to be the first person that has to acknowledge, like, hey guys, like, I think we need to start eating these people? Like, that sucks. But then there's the added like weird choice you have to make the first time you do it, where you're like, what are we going to eat and who are we going to eat? Like making that like, ugh. I don't want to eat Larry, dude. His legs are all gross.
Yeah. That's the person sitting next to me. He was musty.
But what was wild was like you can actually see the interviews of like the people who actually went through this.
Yeah.
And like one of the guys that lived, who was, I think, played by
Ethan Hawke.
It might have been Ethan Hawke's character. I might be messing that up. But he became like a child neurosurgeon after he survived this. So like went on to do something crazy and save a bunch of lives and stuff. Wild movie to watch. And I'm with you. If I'm put in this situation, please let me die and you can just eat my gross ass and I don't have to go through that.
For real, man. And Michael De Lorenzo's in this movie. Detective Torres.
Is he the crazy guy, like mechanic guy? There's a hilarious scene on this where like after the crash, there's like a mechanic who's lost his mind. I don't know if you remember that. It's not that guy.
No, he's not him. He's one of the friends. I think he's one of the guys on the team. He's got like the kind of fro-ish.
Oh, damn, that's him?
That's him, man.
Eddie Torres?
Yeah, and I was hoping, man, please don't eat Detective Torres. Not Eddie. Don't eat Eddie.
No. But none of the stars got eaten, obviously. It was just the jabrones that died at the beginning. But what a wild situation, man. That's why I don't fly a lot, Steve. Definitely I'm not flying over the Andes.
The Andes. I love those candies. Also in 1993, Body of Evidence premieres. A lawyer defends a woman accused of killing her older lover by having sex with him. Directed by Yuli Edo, starring Madonna, Willem Dafoe, Joe Mantegna, Ann Archer, Julianne Moore, and Jürgen Prochnow. Jürgen Prochnow?
I fuck. God, this is such a dumb movie, Steve. And I'll tell you, I still have pent up frustration from this movie because this was a movie when I was like 10, 11, 12, whatever. There was a channel called Flicks on Buckeye Cable that showed nudity.
Yeah.
And I got caught up watching this because it said there was nudity and sexual situations in the movie. I'm like, jackpot, gonna see some boobies. And you do.
You do.
You see a lot of it. And there's a lot of tawdry stuff going on, but this is a dog poop of a movie, Steve. It's not good.
Honestly, bro, I just came here for Madonna's titties.
She fucks. She's a weapon of seduction. Here's what I like about the movie. They took the ultimate left turn of giving Willem Dafoe a main role in this where he's got to be sexy in it too. Strange.
That's very strange. And
Weird choice.
no stunt doubles were needed. They did all their parts themselves, which I don't blame Willem Dafoe. Like, no, step down. I got this. But
Stunt cock. No need.
no need. Madonna, she's showing more than she's showing everything. The public has the whole nine.
I mean, hadn't she already done that? Didn't she have that sex book already where she was like fully naked and stuff? So this was her just giving another little tasty treat to everybody. She was the sex pot of the 90s, late 80s, you know?
Late 80s, early 90s, and that sweet spot, Madonna. Man, Dennis Rodman, Sean Penn, y'all got the best version. Man.
I'm a Lucky Star type Madonna, like early Madonna, like before this. I like this. I like this like Sharon Stone-ish character who's just a sex bot.
Yeah.
I do love it. And she's bodied up, Steve. So I guess I was trying to be the devil's advocate, but I can't. I'm here for the titties too. Sans cone bra. Keep that at home.
Yeah. Love you, Madonna. On that same day in 93, Nowhere to Run premieres. An escaped convict martial artist protects a farm widow and her children from a developer's henchman. Directed by Robert Harmon, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Rosanna Arquette, Kieran Culkin, Ted Levine, Joss Ackland.
I randomly accidentally bought this movie at a thrift store this weekend.
Wow.
Or on Friday. So I was ready to go. It was actually a Jean-Claude 3-pack.
Nice.
Was one of them. I had never seen this movie. And let's just right before we get into the actual movie, just speaking on titties, Rosanna Arquette, I just like to give her a little kudos. Apparently all the Arquette ladies have some titties too, Steve. And I like seeing her as a normal woman and not Pulp Fiction Rosanna Arquette, you know, with all the stuff in her face. She's got a kid. She's kind of whatever, but I like this movie, Steve. It's stupid as hell.
Kieran Culkin, though, I didn't know he was doing things like in the 90s. I think it's because of this show, doing research and stuff. Like, man,
he almost doesn't look like himself, like what you think Kieran. Like, I'm thinking little kid that pisses the bed in Home Alone, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
grown up from that a little bit. We get Jean-Claude sometimes fully naked in a pond near children, which is odd. He gets a shout out from a young girl who says he has a giant penis in this movie, which I also thought was odd and hilarious. But this is vintage Jean-Claude Van Damme action where it's not necessarily fast. It's a lot of him just, you know, whatever that is. I don't know. I like it.
He is kicking ass, though. And Lil Kieran, he even gets his little Home Alone on because the henchmen, they're going after the kids, him and his little sister, and he's like putting contraptions up. He's like slamming doors. He's going up ladders.
He throws the tool to Jean-Claude at the end, Steve.
Yeah.
He saves the day. He just pulls a pistol out and just Joe Montana's it over to Jean-Claude for the alley-oop headshot. And I also like the quintessential 90s villain that was just an evil land developer, Steve. That's all it was. This guy just wanted some land.
Yeah, dude, you're willing to burn this lady's house down with her kids? She's a widow, first off. These kids miss their daddy. You gonna burn the house down?
They will violently attack her just at random times. Like, oh, I'll put the window in, try to pull you out of the car. Come on, bitch. Sign the contract.
Extreme pieces of shit.
Also, his second in command is a very handsome looking Buffalo Bob from Silence of the Lambs. That dude, he's in it. There's a great big fat lady. He plays a good villain too, Steve. I like these guys all about that money. Apparently land ownership back in the 90s came at a price, right?
Spilling oil in farmland. Like, what's wrong with y'all, man? But at the same time, great villainy. You can't wait to see them get their ass beat. You can't wait till they get their comeuppance, if you will.
We don't know too much about Jean-Claude in this movie. He was going to jail. He gets out of jail, escapes, and then he's just kind of camping out on the lam, Steve. And he befriends this family and gets involved when he should be getting out of town, Steve.
90s Jean-Claude, you really can't go wrong, except for that Dennis Rodman movie. I think it was called
Double Team, dude. Yeah, I mean, just throw it in. Just let it play. You know, it's fine. That's all 90s right there. The colors in the background of our screen right now, that's the colors of that movie. I mean, the guy can nail it. He's a great action star. In this movie, great lovers, Steve. So there you go.
following year, 1994, X-Men is airing Season 2, Episode 10, Beauty and the Beast. The Friends of Humanity attack a hospital for the blind that Beast is working at. Wolverine plans on tearing them apart from the inside. Beast and one of his patients, Carly, fall in love together, but Carly's father is a mutant hater.
This is all time, Steve. This is X-Men, the cartoon, and just the story in general in one episode. And I'll tell you, Friends of Humanity, good God, this is the ultimate hate group in cartoons, Steve.
I don't know if this was intentional, but the initials FOH is really fuck out of here. So it kind of makes sense. They have the same purpose.
You dirty mutant. They're not lying about it, Steve. They throw seminars. They're full MAGA in this bitch. They're basically MAGA back in the 90s, and they don't like mutants, which sucks for Beast, because of all the mutants, he's one of the more obvious ones. He stands out in the crowd.
Beefy, brolic, and he's blue. 3 Bs. We start this episode off with Beast. He's talking to, I guess, his assistant. They need to check in on one of their patients. And we meet Carly. Beast meets Carly. Carly's blind.
She's being treated for blindness by Beast, and I think it's like his fellow scientists, Steve. They're working together on this treatment. So basically, they found a cure. Beast is a genius. He's a doctor, which also interferes with his life because nobody wants to be treated by a giant blue Sasquatch. But Carly's all about it. She's blind, so she knows Hank's smell. She's ready to go, Steve. She's about to be cured of blindness. That's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden an alarm goes off, so everybody scatters. Beast gets everyone to safety, but the Friends of Humanity, they show up, and they're like, he's evil. Look at him. He's evil just like all of them.
Get him out of here, you dirty, filthy mutant. They're causing havoc, and then we cut to the X-Mansion where Jean Grey's watching. It's being televised, and Wolverine's there like, oh, I'm gonna fuck.
Just give me 5 minutes.
And Gene's like, you can't go in there killing people because then that's going to prove their point. So he's like, all right, bub, we'll do it your way. But if they, whatever, I'm going to do it my way. So we think Wolverine's kind of chill, but we all know Wolverine, Steve. Logan, he even looks at the camera, I think, when he's walking out. He's like, yeah, I'll chill out.
And they ask, like, where's Professor? We cut to Professor. He's with Magneto, which is rare. They're in the swamp. All of a sudden, as they're talking, they get caught in a trap.
They're actually in the Savage Land, Steve. Let's not call it the swamp. This is an alternate place. I think they actually have lost their powers. They've been transported here. This is when I kind of checked out on X-Men. I did not like anything with Savage Land because it involves, like, there's a pterodactyl guy. There's a guy who looks like Tarzan. I think his named Kazar. It's all really kind of weird
and stupid. Even amphibian. What the hell are we doing? We got a talking frog.
We have powers. It looks like Buck Rogers style stuff, and they're captured.
The only talking frog I want has Jim Henson's hand up his ass.
You hear that? Whatever, amphibian. But they're getting powers from somebody. And they're trying to kill Charles. This must be a leftover from another episode. So they're nowhere to be found. They can't help out Beast, Wolverine, anybody.
Wolverine, he shows up to the Friends of Humanity headquarters, and he's in his street clothes. He's kind of incognito. He's got the hat on. He's got the T-shirt. He's dressed like one of the bros.
He's got some tight ass fit on that T-shirt, Wolverine. Let's chill out.
Got to show off the pecs, man. And he ends up like running in the walls, punching doors. He basically beats himself up. So the Friends of Humanity, they hear this calamity. They go out and like, oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that. But they see it was like, dude, what's are you all right? No, it was those lousy effing mutants.
You beat me up, bub. So he gets befriended by the racist bigot guys, and they take him into Bigot HQ, and that's exactly what he wanted, Steve.
Yeah,
he could smell the hate. But back with Beast, he's figuring out from his buddy that the hospitals are getting complaints, right? Yeah. Just having him around is kind of weird, so he might be not allowed into this place, which is really heartbreaking for him because they're about to cure blindness, Steve. They're about to have this procedure. He wanted to be there.
They're right at the cusp, Matt. They let him know, like, hey, man, I hate to say this, but after what happened yesterday, the other scientists, our fellow doctors, they don't want you at the hospital anymore working with our patients. Well, you know what? Isn't our work more important than catering to these bigots? Well, dude, I get that, but I got bills to pay, bro. I'm gonna be all the way.
I can't get into this fight, man.
Yeah, I can't
You
do
can
that.
fucking monkey bar your way out of here when these guys come with the guns, but I gotta live my life. So Beast is that hurts enough, right? His buddy can't really help him. And then he finds out that Carly's dad, I believe, is also complaining, like, this freak's touching my daughter. He's one of those guys, Steve. He's one of the friends of humanity, basically.
Yeah, he's from Perrysburg. And Beast shows up to say goodbye to Carly. She knew this whole time. She knew that Beast was a mutant, but she didn't care.
I mean, look at these forearms. I mean, I can only assume what you got packing under that is a sausage, Hank.
Man, she noticed his shaving cream smell. What was that like?
I mean, she's blind, Steve. You know, it's like Daredevil. All the other senses get upped a little bit. So she's like, I can smell it all. Sometimes you smell like wet dog if it rains, but otherwise, brute, love it. It seems like Carly's kind of a freak, Steve. She's kind of into this. You know?
She's feeling your boy. She's feeling it. Hey, he's swagging out here. I see you, Beast. Don't get her, pimp. And yeah. He tells her, like, I won't be there for the operation. And she asks, like, why? Well, because I got a thing. You know, don't even worry about it. I just can't be here.
I know we've been working on this blindness thing for years and we're doing this mind-blowing procedure, but I actually have to get my brakes checked. And the only appointment I could get was during your thing. But I love you, kid. You're going to kill it. You're going to see. And I think he like tries to embrace her. And then the dad walks in and is like, get the hell out of here, you freak.
Yeah.
And he just leaves heartbroken, Steve. No love for Beast.
Now we cut to Beast. He's at the compound. He can't concentrate. And Jean Grey, she tries to console him. Beast was like, no, why does this have to happen to me? Why can't I be a normie? You know, I can't be close to any human without putting them in danger or fearing that I'm going to hurt them.
This is like, kind of his through line. Like, this is Beast's like agonizing journey because he's a genius. He could be the most famous scientist on Earth, but he's cursed to look like a monster. And he always has to deal with that in some way or another. In this case, he's trying to get laid, Steve. And that's got to be a tough one to overcome.
Jean Grey, she's a real one, man, because after he says, I can't even be close to her, it's too dangerous. She says, give her that opportunity to decide.
Yeah. Also, listen to the psychic. Her brain works pretty well. So I think, you know, maybe she knows something, but he just wants to be a guy with not blue hair on his chest. He actually gets that choice a lot in the story of X-Men. Like, this is something just like in Ninja Turtles and stuff where the people want to be normal. He's not going to be there. And I like when he leaves, though. She's like, but you're the one I wanted to see. Carly loves him, Steve. Carly's all about it.
Yeah, man. She wants that furry penis. The doctor cuts off the bandages. Now Beast, he shows up. He's like, you can't be here. They take the bandages off and she says that Beast is beautiful. The doctor's a hater. He's like, well, what about me?
Shut up, man.
Yeah, little hoe.
Looking like Michael Bay over here. And then the dad comes in again, shoos Beast away because he doesn't want his daughter to be having sex with an animal. That's kind of beast. I mean, I hate to say this, Steve. It's bestiality.
Get out of here with your blue dick and mutant balls. Not my daughter.
Get your red rocket away from my daughter, you sick fuck. Yeah, I don't know how that works. We'll get to that at some point. I'm sure somebody figured that out. But back to the extremist headquarters, Steve, as they called it on the internet. The extremist headquarters. Logan's sitting there talking to the Prez. He got a one-on-one with the Prez, and they're just sitting around talking, and Wolverine's like, yeah, these stinky mutants, am I right? Better off without them. And the guy's like, yeah, I can't say that out loud, but yeah.
He literally said that. You'll never hear me say it in public. They have their place. It's just not with us. Logan's like, you look familiar. I knew a guy named Greed. He had a coal mine in Kentucky. Oh, no, we were in Canada. And so was I.
Bub. Now we find out that this goes even deeper, dude. This kid's a son of a mutant. So he's a self-hate. He might even be a mutant. I don't know where this goes, but he's He definitely don't like dad. And he does not like mutants. So he's like, listen, compadre, you're saying all the right things. Love it. You can be you're in the gang now. So go get a white hood, cut a couple of holes in it. You're good to go. All right, my friend.
This is really Black Klansman, but in a mutant version.
The buffet's in the corner. You seem chill. I gotta go talk to a chick in the secret room. I'll be back in a little bit. That's crazy, Steve. It's crazy. I like that. Black Klansman with mutants. This is a new movie.
Yeah, infiltrating the system. And Beast, he's getting updates from the crew because they got their eyes on this FOH crew now, and they got an inkling that the girl Carly, she got kidnapped, because that's what we skimmed over. Before Beast left the hospital, they call him back in there, and they see that the FOH, like, they made quick work because he had just left that room.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, how did he not hear? Don't you have like better hearing than humans, Beast? Because there was spray paint, there was a fire set. I mean, damn.
A kidnapping? So yeah, that's where Carly is now, and the X-Men are on it. Wolverine, he calls everyone down to the FOH compound because he's actually there. He's like, I need the 411 on old buddy Kree here. So they're working on that, getting the info, the intel all on old buddy Kree. He's grilling Carly. Don't you know they stink? They have diseases in their humongous dongs, and they'll kill.
They're smoking jazz cigarettes constantly. Their big old penises and rap music and whatnot. Being all good at basketballs and shit.
Multiple baby mamas. You never seen his kids. He hasn't either.
Yeah, he don't know where they at.
I think they get the point.
So Carly, she's like, I don't hate mutants, dude. And then as she's getting grilled by Creed, the X-Men break in. Wolverine actually asked Jubilee and Cyclops to bring some sort of like projection to what we see, project Sabretooth's image and like file into the building.
She's got a Rip Taylor glittery gun. I don't know what glittery hologram gun.
It looks like a Transformers part, but she's like, hold on, let me set it up. And she does whatever. It puts a projection of Sabretooth into the FOH building and basically tells everybody in this bigot organization that this guy Creed, who's running it, his dad is Sabretooth. So now he's like, guys, that's not my dad. God, that's not me. Chill.
Listen to me. Come back. He's not my dad. Okay.
God, does that look like me? I'm not that ripped, but he starts losing it. Carly gets saved. The FOH is basically in shambles because now everybody knows that the guy running it's a mutant. Where does that leave them?
They need a new leader. You're one of them.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Sabretooth. Sick. It's
like a Klansman finding out he's mixed.
It's that Dave Chappelle skit. He's blind. What?
Boogie. The Beast realizes that they can't live together. He tells that to Carly as they're going away. And now the dad, he's come around the corner. He's like, you know what? You're not so bad. Thank you for saving my daughter's life. You just can't fuck her, though.
Don't touch her, but I'll shake your hand.
I'll shake your hand. Yeah.
And Beast's like, you know what? That's a start. And that's it, Steve. Maybe someday, because that's what the Beast says. Like, maybe after all this fighting, someday we can be together.
No. Let's stop there. Like, let's start with I don't hate you anymore. You're not gonna put your furry blue dick inside my daughter. Let's no.
I'm not having a gremlin shoot out of my daughter's sniz like that. I don't know what happens. Is it coming out of her butt? You tell me, mutant scum.
This episode was really like reliving my Perrysburg experience. But also in 1997, Larry Sanders Show is airing season 5, episode 7, Make a Wish. Larry is desperate to make People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive list, and it causes problems with Ben Stiller, his friend and guest on the show. Customs bust Hank for importing Cuban cigars. Hilarity.
Yeah, Hank gets in this one. I love this episode. I love this show, Steve. Like, this is a revelation to me or Larry Sanders. Everyone loved it when it was out. I was a
Yeah.
little too young. Now I love it. So,
Hey, now.
rife with some cameos, too. Here we get a Ben Stiller, which we all know and love. I love that. And then we get Squint, Steve.
Speaking
Squint?
of 90s sports movies, man, this is our second episode of a Squint's cameo. Do you remember the Walker, Texas Ranger Squint episode?
Sure. Squints was all over the place in the 90s. He was the one getting the action.
He looks like the rapper Logic. I don't know if you ever listened to
Dude, he does look like. I don't like Logic as a rapper, but he looks like they're related.
I don't
they
want
might
to
be
get sidetracked, but I don't get. He's dope.
I mean, we can. This isn't happened in the Logic, Steve. We can get to that later. Logic to me. No, I'm not even going to say it. I don't know enough. I just don't like white rap. So that's it. That's it, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. So Squints is in the show. And that's the thing too, man. This show and Arliss, because of the nature of this show, it kind of requires cameos. Arliss, he's a sports agent, so like wouldn't be shocking to see a pro athlete in every episode. Same thing with this. It's a talk show. So it's perfect for having cameos.
And it makes it a great time capsule because we get to see the celebrities from this time period. So like a young Ben Stiller and stuff. It's just cool to see. And they were allowed to do things because this was HBO back in the day that you wouldn't really get to see the celebrities that you know and love do unless it was on an HBO show, which now seems kind of commonplace, but another great one.
We start this one off with Larry and Art. They're talking to, I guess, the publicist for the show or publicist for Larry. It's about this Make-A-Wish Foundation kid that's on his way there. Apparently, it's not like an obvious illness that he's dealing with. It's internal.
Yeah, because Larry's like, this isn't one of those gross, sick kids, is it? It just ruins the vibe. And yeah, the guy's like, no, it's cool, man. Like, you can't even tell. He's got a cool disease. So chill on that. But Larry could even care less because I think the deal that the publicist is so excited about is that not only are they going to have this kid in, but it coincides with People's Magazine coming to do like a spread just about him and his show. But he's like, I don't care about that. What about the sexiest man thing? And the publicist is like, look, man, like you're 11, dude. Like you're right there, but you know how hard it is to crack top 10. I don't know. I'm not a miracle worker here, bro.
And I'm a Gary Shandling fan, but bro,
on the inside. See, this is beautiful on the inside issues, Steve.
Oh, I forgot when they were doing that.
But that's he's like, because the publicist is like, look, man, you're on TV. That list is for people in movies, so it's hard for you to get on it. And he's like, but what about Clooney? And he's like, come on, dude, Clooney.
He's Batman.
He's Batman, dude. Like, what do you want me to do? So Hank shows up. He interrupts as he usually does, but he's got gifts. A lot of Cubans flowing around, Steve.
He's got some cigars. And I think the publicist asked, like, where did you get those? I got them from a country called Nunya. None of your goddamn business.
Ayo. That's a classic. But yeah, Hank's the guy, Steve. He's the plug. He's the Cuban plug. He's the connect. He's got little Felipe rolling. He almost cuts his finger off. He's just not good. It's like you smoke these a lot and you're having these many issues. I don't get it, Hank. But Hank's he's accident prone. We cut to later, and Hank's a curmudgeon. He's always got a problem. And he's talking to Scott Thompson, who's his assistant, Brian. He's just smoking cigars just flamboyantly in this small office. And Brian just pulls out one of those like little like personal fans and just points it right at Hank. And I get that because, to be honest, Steve, as somebody who smokes a lot of weed, it might be weird. I hate the smell of cigars. It's disgusting.
I found it funny when Brian suggests, hey, man, maybe you should stop smoking. Hey, why don't you take your pants off and go blow yourself?
Hank really changed from the last episode where he's trying to be the wingman for this gay guy. Now he's like, get a dick, okay? Put it in your ass.
Don't get between Hank and the cigars, man. That's it.
But Hank's kind of going through this list with Scott Thompson of these famous people because he's the plug, Steve. So he's got all these famous names that he's got to deliver these Cubans to. and he's going through it. And the one that stood out to me was Jason Priestley, who needed 6 boxes of Cubanos because, quote, he smokes like a chimney, Steve. So I guess Priestley was out there just hitting them hard.
Brandon? Yeah, Brandon.
That's not a Jason Priestley thing. A cigarette, yes. Then you're cool. A cigar, that seems too 1%er to me. That's like old white men talking about killing some island of people to get minerals or something.
I just don't see Canadians being cigar people in general. Like, I don't see Alex Trebek smoking. I don't see Jim Carrey smoking a cigar. I don't see John Candy. Maybe John Candy was
John
smoking.
Candy, yeah.
Yeah.
Candy, he definitely had a couple of Cubanos, but it's not drugs, but he's kind of dipping his toe into that world, right? He's importing some illegal stuff into the country, and the Hollywood's really trying to get a part of it. So shout out.
And now Larry, he's talking to that publicist again, and they're trying to figure out how they can bump somebody off the list so they can have room for him to be at least in the top 10 sexiest men alive. And they're contemplating on bumping Ben Stiller. So that's a conversation they have. And then we cut to Squints, and he's talking to Jim Belushi, who's just getting here. He's trying to get them smokes from Hank. And the kid, he wants to meet Larry, though. So Beverly introduces him to Mary Lou. And for some reason, she just goes off and cries.
Yeah, anytime Mary Lou sees this Make-A-Wish kid, it just throws her in tears. This Make-A-Wish kid, he gives Jim Belushi a hard time. And he's like, were you in like Jurassic Park or something? Like, and Jim Belushi just is like, yeah, kid, whatever. Like, because he doesn't know who he is. I mean, nobody does. It's Jim Belushi. So not the Belushi we're looking for.
One of my favorite characters on this show is Phil. The kid, he meets Phil. He says to Beverly, I didn't know you had a kid. Like Beverly's like, you want to show him how you put the monologue on the cue cards? I wish I knew how to do it myself. Walk away.
He just leaves.
Phil's a dick, man.
Bev is basically on disaster control because she's just moving this kid around, trying to keep him away from Larry. She's like, yeah, let's do this. Meet Jim Belushi. Let's go on a yogurt run. It's just constant, like, moving this kid around. But Squints is just down for the cause. He's backstage and he's loving it.
Well,
like everyone knows he's a Make-A-Wish. It's like the little sick kids here.
Yeah. I just think it's weird that someone's last wish is to meet Larry.
The middle of all this lady shows up, and turns out the reporter from People Magazine's here to do her story on Larry, right in the middle of them trying to push this sick kid around. So she's like, oh, hey, have you met Larry? And the sick kid's like, oh, not yet. The reporter's like, isn't that the first thing that you'd want to do? So now they have to like hide the fact that they're trying to keep this kid away from Larry and make it seem like it's all copacetic. So there's a lot of moving parts, Steve. The stress level's ramping up a little bit.
So now with the gun up to the head, they have to take the kid to Larry now. Larry's in his office talking to Phil, going over jokes for the monologue, and Charlie comes in. Also, Tanya with People Magazine, she comes in with Charlie. Apparently the monologue is about Madonna's baby shower. Phil's mentioning something about a mobile that has a picture of like 1,000 guys on it.
And Larry's just ripping a cigar next to this sick kid too. So it's just not a good environment. Art takes Bev outside because he's just like pissed at Bev. He's like, I told you not to bring this sick kid around Larry when he's doing the monologue. It throws him off. I like Art. Art is a great producer, by the way. He's constantly like, look, Larry's the money.
He gets it.
Protect the money. All right. He does get it.
Stays on the objective. She was just like, we got cornered by the reporter, so we had no choice. And then all of a sudden, the fire alarm goes off. Find out that Hank's office is soaking wet. The sprinklers just went off and soaked all the cigars, all of his furniture. I guess the couch even burned. So there's that.
He got high off cigars, passed out, and then the cigar lit everything on fire. This is like crackhead logic, honestly. I don't know how it went that far, but not only has he ruined the office, he's ruined all those beautiful Cubans, Steve.
All the Cubans, his book collection, everything, man. And then Charlie comes in. At some point, Hank gives Charlie a cigar as he walks out.
He's like, yeah, kid, here's a cigar. Kids are awesome. Charlie comes in right when he's cussing people out or something. Charlie's really getting a Hollywood experience at the show. I love that.
Art's like, if you want to give him a memento, give him a White Owl.
Art's just pissed he's giving away the good stuff. I think he even takes all the other boxes. He's like, I'm going to take these so you can't mess them up.
He does.
So he leaves, and then we cut to makeup, and Larry's in makeup, and his publicist comes in. He's like, Larry, you notice this wet spot on my pants? It's because I just creamed myself. You cracked the top 10. Ben Stiller, he's out. I like this guy who's the publicist. This is a 90s actor who I don't know his name, but he's all over the place.
You've seen him.
Yeah, you know him.
And Stiller comes in. And Norman, I think that's his name in here. Norman, he meets Ben, and they're all being chummy with each other, knowing what they did to the man. And Beverly, she comes in. Art wants to talk to him, I guess, because the inspector of the U.S. Customs Service is there. So, yeah, we had the Secretary of Agriculture last week. I'm going to need your cigars, Mr. Sanders. It's a criminal offense. The officer says, I'm not leaving until I know where those cigars came from. Art says, we're not going to speak unless we have a lawyer. Larry's just like, Hank gave them to me.
Yeah, they're Hank's. He just throws them right under the bus. So then we cut to Hank's office. He's getting grilled. Keep in mind, his office has just been destroyed because he was smoking cigars. So he's in there with this guy, and he's like, look, I don't even like cigars, right? Why would I buy them? I don't smoke. And the guy's like, well, what's that humidor on your desk for? He's like, oh, that taffy. Can a guy not get some taffy? I needed some good humidity for the taffy to maintain. The guy's like, yeah, but your couch is burnt, and it smells like cigars in here.
Yeah. Larry told me you gave them to him.
That son of a bitch. So it turns out Hank's going to jail. And the guy's like, look, I'm going to let you do this show, but afterwards we're going downtown. That's not a great mood to go into a show that you're recording, Steve. He's going through some stuff.
And as the officer leaves, that's when Hank sees Tanya from People Magazine, because she's right there at the doorway with her pen and pad in hand. And he's just like,
You mother.
damn. I got to deal with this shit too.
And then we cut to like in the backstage area, and Art's in a corner just trying to blow dry those cigars dry just so he can smoke them. I don't know if they're going to be good, but he's giving his all. Mary Lou, who up until this point has just been broken down in tears next to Charlie, the sick kid, is now sitting with them backstage. And they're just kind of hanging out. She's talking to him. And she's like, I can't believe Hank gave you this stogie. This is some high-class stuff. And she starts sniffing it. She's like, how old are you? And Charlie's like, I'm 14, whatever. And that she just lights it up and gives this kid the stogie, Steve. I love Mary Lou. She's cool.
Yeah, she started smoking around that age. So, hey, no harm, no foul. Now we're at the Ben Stiller interview, and he's talking about his first kiss and how he reconnected with that girl after she saw him on TV and she caught the vapors. And Larry's just like, it's not easy for you to get dates, I guess.
But by the way, you're looking svelte, dude. Are you working out? He keeps mentioning that, but then they go to commercial or whatever, and it just seems like there's some awkwardness. Yeah, there's a little bit of tension there. Ben finally just spills the beans. Is like, look, man, I know what you did. You got me bumped. All right, I know it. Larry, he tries to lie his way out of it, but Ben's like, look, man, I'm out. Which is putting Larry in a kind of a situation because they're recording a show here. You can't just leave.
Well, he's like, well, where'd you hear that from? And then Ben Stiller, he looks over at Hank. He's like, oh, dude, well, thanks for ratting me out, Hank. Well, yeah, dude, well, thanks for diming me out to the cops, asshole.
Which leaves Ben just pissed. He's about to leave, and they go behind the curtain. They're like arguing. And then Bev wheels out Charlie, this sick kid, and it kind of just chills everything out for a little bit, right? Ben stops yelling. Charlie's sick. I think even Art's like, hey, guys, we got to do this one for Charlie. So, like, he's being wheeled out to go to the hospital because that cigar didn't really mix well with his medicine, Steve.
And all the guys saw this, and now Ben Stiller is moved. He's touched. And that's what sells him to get back on stage because Art's like, yeah, we got to do this for Charlie.
That's
so,
it.
Yeah, when the show starts again, Larry's like, look, Charlie, our biggest fan, he should be with us right now, but now he's in the hospital. He had to go to the hospital, and hope you get better. Anything you need to say, Ben? And he has some sentiments. I wish I knew you, Charlie. You seem like a great kid. So Godspeed. Hope everything works out. And then he turns to Hank. You got anything to say to Charlie? No.
Fuck that. No.
Hank don't give a fuck about Charlie.
I'm going to jail, bitch. And then backstage, Art, he's just basking in the glow, Steve. That after show glow, it's been a success, even through all that disaster. But right at the end, Mary Lou's like, but Charlie needs a second wish. And that's how the episode ends. Charlie got a little greedy, Steve. You
Yeah.
got to smoke a cigar. I mean, damn, if nothing else, that's it. You're good. Shout out Squints, dude. I just saw him in Columbus at a Sandlot thing that me and Kendra went to last year. So still standing strong on that fame.
Still
But damn,
look
this
the
kid
same?
was doing it.
Still look the same.
I mean, yeah. Put a couple of years on him, put a couple wrinkles in his face, but yeah, he's still looking very. And here's the thing I like, Steve. The Squints guy, I forget what his name is. You know what he's leaned heavily into? Weed.
Nice.
Squints. Makes you squinty.
He's kind of risen the ranks of one of my favorite of the Sandlot crew as the years go along, man.
I mean, he was always my favorite just because
Really?
forever. He was to me, he had the best moments. And he stole Wendy Peppercorn.
My guy was Benny. My guy was always Benny. Man.
Wow. I mean, the hero, of course.
The hero. I mean, I was a Hawkster fan. So what, that's how my mind worked in the early 90s. But somebody who probably didn't watch this in 1997, Matt, I bet you know.
Who? No,
Probably controversial Chicago Bulls forward Dennis Rodman as he kicks a cameraman in the groin.
Come on, Dennis. Man, I bet that was a tough shot. That's a big foot with a big ass leg behind it. Getting kicked in the nuts by Rodman, Steve.
Yeah. Even the people I'm a fan of, you're not without your faults. Shame on you, tisk tisk. I dyed my hair blonde in high school because of the man. Yeah.
Rodzilla, dude. Yeah, I remember that. You went Rodzilla for a little bit, but Dennis, he always had a couple of substances in the system. You got a little too close. Don't approach Rodzilla without asking, or you're going to get kicked in the groin, which I like. That's a great move. Don't punch a guy. Just kick him in the groin. Why not?
Hey, and that's also a life hack because the gentleman who got kicked in the groin, he got a $200,000 settlement. So let me be a cameraman.
For a kick to the groin, he got $200K
in the 90s, man.
Please kick me in the groin. Kick me everywhere. For $200K, you could choose.
Shit, kick me in the face, goddamn.
Yeah, dude. Shawn Michaels, super kick me in the face. $200K, I'll let you do it. Stiff.
Yeah.
Stiff, as the wrestlers say. Do it. That's crazy, Steve. But shout out to that guy. He got $200K. I mean, that's not long money, but for a kick in the groin, damn.
In the 90s, that money could have went further than it does now. But,
he invested in Apple, and now he's a billionaire off of just 1 foot to his penis. That's great.
Or an inch away. But that following year, 1998, the final episode of The Secret World of Alex Mack airs on Nickelodeon, Paradise Regained.
Puddle continues. I didn't make it this far, Steve. Alex Mack, I did not catch the finale. Yeah. And from what I remember and am reading, it's not a satisfying finale. It's a little open-ended, Steve.
Yeah, it's a little open-ended. That's why I ain't even bother. It's good that we at least got one Alex Mack episode under our belt. We did cover one.
Yeah. And shout out to that older sister, because I think we said it in the episode, we covered it. But that older sister, let's get into it. Let's have a date. Yeah. Let's romance. That's what I wasn't an Alex Mack person. Older sister. Let's hit it up. Give me them digits.
Alyssa Olnick, you're not into it?
No, and honestly, another weird thing, Kendra and I went to an Alex Mack reunion at Universal Studios Hollywood that happened during COVID, I think. It was just kind of a sad thing that they did. It's called City Walk. It's just basically like a public park that they have in front of Universal Studios. But everybody was there. The parents were there. Alex Mack was there. Her black friend was there. I can't remember his name. The sister was there. All looking great. All still very much alive. Yeah. Holding on to Alex Mack just a little too hard, though. This is it. For a lot of these people, this was all they got. So, but they're all still here, which is something to say for a 90s TV show. And for a while, I was huge into it because it was just part of that Snick lineup. I caught the fever a little bit.
Yeah, really, that's the only way I watched it is because it was paired with other stuff. It's kind of like Blossom. I would have probably never watched it if it didn't come on after Fresh Prince. I probably wouldn't have watched Alex Mack if it didn't come on after all that or Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, I don't remember what the lineup I feel like it came right before or after Are You Afraid of the Dark? Cool superhero show. And I think the thing that really kind of like for me just kind of made the show kind of stupid is that, the special effects weren't great. And then ultimately her superpower was static electricity and turning into a puddle. So, it's just not that arresting of television,
Yeah, just turning into splooge. That's your superpower. But that following year, 1999, Varsity Blues premieres. A backup quarterback is chosen to lead a Texas football team to victory after the star quarterback is injured. Directed by Brian Robbins, starring James Vanderbeek, John Voight, Paul Walker, Ron Lester, and Scott Kahn.
Watch him as he goes. Great soundtrack.
Awesome soundtrack.
To me, this is Vanderbeek's. This is his coup de grace, Steve. This is the best thing he ever did. I'm not a Dawson's Creek fan, but I'm a Johnny Mox fan all day.
I always think of the Offspring song when they come back from halftime.
It's so 90s. And he does when he scrambles for that touchdown where he just pulls a full Heisman off like the whole team. Great football action. Every young stud in Hollywood really was in there. We got Scott Kahn, we got Paul Walker, we got Vanderbeek. So there's a lot of heartthrobs. And I got to give a special shout out, Steve, to the girl in the whipped cream bikini.
Ali Larder. That was her first movie.
God bless her. She looks like a problem in the best way possible.
Wasn't Ali Larder in that Kevin Smith movie that we saw in the theater? I want to say she was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, if I'm not mistaken.
She was I think she was one of the crew. She was one of the clit. Everybody's in the clit. But the other chick is the chick from Road Trip, I think.
The little sister.
This movie, for me, it came out in 99. We're in the thick of high school. This was every high school guy's dream. To be on the football team. I wasn't. I was in the band, Steve. There was no stealing cop cars and filling them with naked ladies and having sex and having fun with all that, without that kind of thing. I didn't get that. I dug it. I watched it again, Steve, and I got to be honest with you. I'm not as huge of a fan of it now. I don't think it's as good. It's kind of cheesy, but it hits all the marks.
It was there for us at the right time when we were teenagers, not realizing that just about all these guys are grown-ass men, especially Billy Bob, who was 28 at the time. I believe one of the might have been either Scott Kahn or Vanderbeek that was 26. All these guys were well above high school. But yeah, like I said, it happened at the right time because we were teenagers, man. And looking back on it now, it's full of tropes. It's really just giving you the things that you've seen, all the different casts, the stereotypes that you've seen in various other teen movies. It's giving you that in a
I don't want your life. And the parents, to me, was the funniest part of it. How they're like more into football than the kids who were playing football are. So I think that's kind of like speaks to what a lot of these people are going to become that are on this football team, Steve. But I like seeing John Voight in another just scene chewing role where I feel like John Voight in the 90s, he had to have some kind of an accent. He wouldn't just do himself. Like in Anaconda, he had some weird Cajun accent. In this, he's got the most thick Texan accent that he possibly can.
And the man's from New York, Yonkers, New York.
Is it a perfect movie? Absolutely not. It was there for us when we wanted it. It had everything we wanted, some boobies, hotties, football action, high school parties, all of it. Everything that we wanted, it had. Can you steal a cop car if you're that good at football? Maybe not now, but back in the 90s, Scott Kahn could. Tweeter or whatever.
Tweeter.
Also, shout out to Billy Bob. The eating habits at the beginning of this movie almost made me sick, Stevie. He's dipping pancakes into peanut butter and drinking maple syrup. I mean, come on. No wonder he's 800 pounds.
Slamming tequila shots, and it's a 10. That's one of the most memorable lines. Me and you have always, anybody, you say, it's one of those, if you know, you know.
10. I forgot the aspect of this movie with the hot teacher.
She is
and
so
if
hot.
that teacher was God bless. God bless. And you found out that she was a stripper on the side?
Oh, man.
Oh, you can have all my money.
What about Saturday school? You didn't do anything. Yeah, I did. I cheated on my test. I'm a bad boy. Put me in Saturday school and Sunday
I
school.
I killed somebody. How much detention does that get me?
Yeah.
That's a crime. Shout out Varsity Blues, though. And this was one of the first MTV movies, Steve. I think this and Joe's Apartment were two of the first ones.
Man, yeah, I think so. I want to say so, man. And the little brother, that just cracks me up when they're at the gas station and he shows up in a Malcolm X get up talking about Assalamu alaikum. And he buy some magnums or something, like did he buy some Trojans?
Yeah, dude.
What is that
Of
about?
course.
Got to get the Jimmy hats ready.
He has a lot of personality. Like he's trying a lot out, because at first he's a Jesus on the cross, which I find strange. Just walking around the house strapped to a cross. It's crazy. He disappeared, Steve. Now I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, they found his car. They even found a note that he left behind saying give his belongings to his little brother. And yeah, but they didn't. Still to this day, haven't found him. So,
dude, that's a deep dive on happened in the 90s. We're gonna solve this. We're gonna internet sleuth this, Steve.
But any callbacks for this week?
I do, Steve. I have an interesting callback, and I think you might have seen this before, possibly when visiting. But I framed something. I'm gonna put it up in my studio / man cave, and I just thought you'd appreciate it. This is a vintage Rick Rude that showcases all of his pants.
Yo, where did you get that?
So I found a file folder filled because I used to subscribe to WCW magazine, Steve. And instead of they had centerfolds, just like Playboy, but it was dudes, obviously. And this is one of the centerfolds. And on the other side, it's a double-sided poster, is Rick Rude just ravaging Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's got him in like a sharpshooter maneuver, and but it's not as good as all of the pants.
That's dope.
I mean, we got Geisha in here. We got him kissing a hot chick on one, which I was assuming. We got Sting getting beaten up on some of the pants. It's all the classics. Yeah. So just shout out, Steve. Shout out to Rick Rude. Rest in peace. But he's going to be fueling my workouts, and I'm going to get into Rick Rude shape because of that. So shout out, Steve. Just wait.
That's motivation right there, man. Shout out to the Roodster. And all I got, man, is in 91, Roseanne is airing The Wedding. And in this one, Dan's father, played by Ned Beatty, he gets married to Roseanne's homegirl, Crystal. And throughout that, there's this tension between Dan and his dad. He's like, dude, really? You're going to marry one of Roseanne's friends and you're going to do this again? And Crystal's got a kid, and, they have a blow up, but then they find some middle ground, and everything's well in the Connor household and family. But also in 98, New York Undercover is airing Drop Dead Gorgeous. And the story continues about Eddie dying. They tracked the girl down. They didn't get a hold of her. So it's one of those ongoing things for the rest of the series. They do kill some of her henchmen. But yeah, man. And at this point, Tommy from Martin is the lieutenant. The old lady that was there before, she's no longer the lieutenant. Tommy is, but he does it well, man. I've seen a couple episodes in this season, so I'm gonna continue watching it, man. We might want to cover the finale.
I'd love to see. Yeah, I mean, I want to see Tommy at least once, because I always wonder. I knew he was part of the show, but I've just never seen it. So, hell yeah, dude.
It's convincing. And also in 98, Seinfeld is airing The Reverse Peephole. That was hilarious, but man, we've done our share of Seinfeld recently, man, and we'll revisit Jerry and them, man. But like this one of the arcs is Putty. He has this ridiculous fur coat, and it just bothers Elaine. But he just thinks he's the coolest dude ever, man. And
shit.
Yeah, she eventually throws it out of a window. That becomes a thing, man. I swear, it's a great show. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister it's a 10. It's a 10. Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcast, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the flat kid. Life wasn't always great. But you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
It's a 10.
Fucking 10.